Good day viewers, you are welcome back to Tindanious Maths and Science tutorials. We are still treating functions and we've already set the ball rolling. On piecewise functions. We've learned the idea of piecewise function, what piecewise function actually means intuitively, okay? And the geometric definition for piecewise function. Alright, so today let's consider the graph of piecewise function. In my previous lecture slides, we learned about the characteristics of piecewise function and the notation for piecewise function. When you have been given a piecewise function and you have been told to look out or calculate or evaluate for certain functions within that functions, we are also going to we've also learned on how to also do that. Everything is well explained. So today let's consider the graph. So let's go straight to the point. We have f of x equals what have you, okay? This is the domain of the function, right? Yes, this is the domain, or we have a set of intervals. Alright? So this is what we are going to do. You can say this is f of x, right? So f of x is the same as y, which is equal to this. So we already know that. I can say that f of x is the same as y, which is equal to my x. I can also say that y is equal to the f of x, which is equal to the 5. Under this condition. Is that not so? And let's learn some strategies over here. So let's graph this. Okay, I don't want to do it straight away. We don't want to encounter any confusion or any doubt in the course of we solving the problem. So let's graph this. Y equals f of x, which is equal to x. So when we graph y is equal to x, I will have something like, when you have your xy plane this way, y equals x is this way. This is as simple as that. Okay, this is the graph of y equals x. So you can add this and that, or simply a straight line or a diagonal line passing through the center. But you ask yourself, which one is more appropriate? Then that's what you need to obey the condition given by by the question. So here is that x is less than 0, and we know that this point is this origin here is my 0. Is that also? So when I approach when I move towards this direction, you say that s is greater than 0. But once the origin is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and what have you. So when I have by this side we have we encounter we encounter the negative values. What does it mean? When you have a negative value, it means s is less than 0. In other words, 0 is greater than all the negative values. So therefore, what are we supposed to do? You are going to consider this section or this fraction of the graph, this side. Okay, so we are going to consider this quadrant. Why? Because x is less than 0. We are not considering this because in order to consider this, you have to make sure x is greater than 0. Have you seen the trade? Very, very trivial. So as a result of that, I can say that this, we have something like this. Okay, we have something like this. So I will take this from where? From the origin. Are you okay? Okay, so that is the case for the first one. Let's consider the second one. When I have y is equal to 5, you just employ the same analogy. So I have xy plane this way, xy plane. So if I have, say y is equal to what? Is equal to 5. So if you have 0 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 will be somewhere. Let's assume 5 is somewhere here. Okay. Whenever you have a number, okay. In other words, whenever you have constants to graph them, you just have to draw what a horizontal line this way. As simple as that. So when I graph y is equal to 5, I will have something like this. Do you get it that way? As simple as that. Now, you ask yourself, is it more appropriate? Then come and what? Obey the voice of all the condition. Okay? So then f is equal to or greater than 0. So are you supposed to consider this section or this section? In other words, which quadrant what seals the graph? Clearly, is here, because you know that this is 0 and the values after the zeros is they are greater than 0. As a result of that, I will focus on this section. Okay, so we bring this, all right. Because of the presence of this stroke over here or this bar over here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to what? I'm going to shade this side. So whenever you see this in your graph, it means what? You have this sign. Do you get that? As a result of that, if you want to graph this separately, you are going to have this. You have something like this, then you have what? Something of this nature. Do you get it that way? Yes. Something like this. As simple as that. So the question is that we should graph this piecewise function. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to combine this side to what? To this side. In other words, we are going to combine what? We are going to combine this and what? And that. And that would be what? The graph of what? Piecewise function. So how do you do that? So the final answer becomes this. I now have my rectangular coordinate system this way. Okay, then we have this from the origin. The arrow is directed towards the side from the crossword junction or the origin. So I have something like this way. Okay, so from where? From this side. Then this is one part. So I'll combine it with this. Okay, so this one, let's assume you have your 5 this way. So your 5 also what? So coming from this point, so I have it this way. And I have this way. Viewers, this is the end of the what? Of the tutorial. This is how trivial it is. Whenever you are giving any question for you to grasp, so far as the piecewise function, consider them separately, then combine them. If this is your first time, kindly share, subscribe, like, and comment for more interesting and catchy videos. Click on the subscription button to subscribe. Bye.